Hi, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about how to put a plan for success in place, how to plan to be successful. And planning for success is instrumental if you want to be successful in life. Unless you hit the lottery, it's extremely important that you plan for success. I mean, when you think about people like Jeff Bezos, the founder and owner of Amazon, this man planned for success. He planned his vision for Amazon. He started Amazon in a garage in his house, and he traveled to Seattle, Washington to a conference to meet book publishers to learn how they were selling their books, because Amazon started as an online bookstore and he wanted to be the biggest online bookstore there is. And so he planned to go to a conference, which he did, to learn more from these book publishers on how they were selling their books. And he went back and put a plan in place to bring Amazon to life. And he continued to build and grow Amazon and plan to continue to evolve Amazon to stay ahead of the competition. And he put a plan in place to be successful. And now he owns a multi-billion-dollar company. Same thing as Steve Jobs, who started Apple. Steve Jobs started building computers, and he put a plan in place to start Apple, which is a multi-billion-dollar organization, and how to, come up with different products to stay ahead of the competition as well and continue to grow Apple into a multi-billion-dollar company. So again, taking time to plan and put a plan in place will help you be successful. The same thing for me. I mean, I was a single mother. I grew up in poverty. Today, I'm extremely successful. And a lot of that has to do with me taking the time to put a plan in place to be successful. And, there are a lot of times where I live paycheck to paycheck. I didn't know where my next meal would come from, how I would feed my children, how I would keep the lights on, where I would get money from for gas, in order to get to work, to work the next week, how I would keep the lights on, how I would keep from being evicted from my apartment. There was a lot of times where I struggled, and I knew at some point that I needed to find a way out. And that's when I first started planning my own level of success. And over the course of decades, I have continued to update my plan and plan for success, and execute that plan for success. And I encourage all of you to do the same thing. And this is not a promotional video for my course. I did put a course together. I'm pretty much giving it away for $99 when others are giving courses for thousands of dollars, because I want to help all of you be successful as well. I mean, I know the struggle is real. I've been there, and there's a lot of people out here today making millions of dollars who've never struggled a day in their life. And I'm speaking from experience. I know the struggle. I know the struggle is real. And I know how difficult it is to reach that next level of success. So because I've reached my level of success that I've been reaching for and working hard, and I continue. Every time I reach one level, I come up with the next level to reach. But I want to help all of you do the same thing, because, I am passionate about helping women. I'm passionate about helping children. And so I want to help all of you achieve your level of success as well. When I hear stories coming out of like Flint, Michigan, families struggle to get clean water at one point, or families in Jackson, Mississippi struggling to get water. And I saw a documentary on families with sewer being backed up in homes and different things like that, and struggling with the government to get new tanks and stuff like that. It's heartbreaking. And I want people to be able to escape those situations if they want to. Just like a woman that I read an article on recently, I'm not going to name the city, but living in a city where there's a lot of crime, and her being afraid to leave her house to even go to the grocery store to get food to feed her children. So I want to help everybody put a plan in place so that they can get themselves out of the situation they're in and live their best life and reach the level of success that they want, which is why I am making this podcast today all about how do you plan for success. So I'm going to give you some tips, tricks, and insights on how to do that. So the first thing is, whether you want to start a business, whether you want a promotion on a job, whether you want a new job, whether you want to buy a house, it starts with you spending the next 4 weeks to identify what does that next level of success look for you. What is it that you want to achieve over the next 6 months after you complete these 4 weeks of planning? So the first thing you do is identify, what is that? Is it starting a job? Is it starting a business? Is it trying to get a promotion? Whatever it is, because everybody's situation is different. So once you identify what is it you want your life to look like in the next 6 months after you complete these 4 weeks of planning, then you want to start breaking that main goal down over 6 months. So for each month, identify a goal that if you achieve it, will help you realize that dream in 6 months or be much closer to that dream in 6 months. So each month you want to have a main goal for that month that you need to achieve in order for you to reach that next level of success in 6 months. Again, whatever that might be. And then once you have your goals identified for each month, then you want to take those goals and break them down into actionable steps. So for example, if your first month is next month, you want to identify a goal for next month. And you want to break that goal down into all the things you need to do in that month in order for you to meet and achieve that goal that you've identified. And then after you've broken that goal down into those actionable steps, then you want to check in on your progress every single week. Every single week, you want to take time to check in. What kind of progress have you made? Have you achieved the steps that you outlined for that month? What obstacles are in your way that are preventing you from making progress if you haven't made the progress that you're looking for? So every single week you want to check in on the progress of your goals and what you've done in order to make sure that you're on track to achieve the goals that you've outlined to reach that next level of success in 6 months, which is another reason why I put those worksheets in the workbook that I put together for the course, because it's so important for you to take the time to check in on progress so you can continue to adjust and make sure that you are making progress and have the opportunity to overcome any obstacles that might be in your way. I hear a lot about people wanting to own a home. Rent is high. Interest rates continue to increase. And there's a lot of people that really are seeking home ownership. There's a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers. So if you're looking to achieve home ownership, you got to really take time to sit down and find out what programs are available. What are things that you need to do, whether that is rebuilding your credit, paying off some debt, but sitting down again and putting a plan in place over the next 4 weeks. Do your research, identify the goals that you need to achieve in order for you to realize your dream of achieving home ownership over the course of 6 months or a few additional months after that, however long it's going to take you. But the key is to start planning and start working on that plan. So in 6 months, you're in a much better position than you are today to reach whatever level of success that it is that you are looking to achieve. It's about putting a plan and then activating on that plan. Not letting fear block you, not letting negative thoughts block you, but really taking the time to outline a plan and outline actionable steps for each goal each month. And then every single month, checking on your progress and making sure that you're continuing and consistently working towards those goals. So whether that's starting a new job, getting home ownership, it all starts with a plan. And I encourage you to, really take the time to put the plan in place. I know we've all heard, you can do anything you put your mind to. And it's true. I truly believe everybody can do anything they can put their mind to. Now, does it mean that I say, okay, I want to be a doctor so I can be a doctor? Yes. I can't be a doctor tomorrow. I can't be a doctor next month. But if I put a plan in place that I want to be a doctor, then I will be a doctor after completing my plan. It might take me a few years, but at least if I put my plan together now and I start working on my plan now and I keep adjusting my plan every 6 months until I reach my goal, then that's what I'll do. But at least I'm working towards my goal and I'm working towards that next level of success that I'm looking for. So I truly do believe that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve as long as you put your mind to it. The other thing is your support circle. Your support circle is so important. And this is another thing that I put into my course is making time that you have the right support circle around you. It is, one time somebody told me it's lonely at the top, and they were not lying. It is lonely at the top. As I continue to execute on my plans and reach success after success after success, my circle of friends got smaller, is what I noticed. And I noticed that I had people in my circle who really weren't my cheerleaders. They was like, wolves in sheep clothing, as you'll hear it. And I realized that they weren't really happy for me. And so I came to terms with, even though I love those individuals, I came to terms with that some people come into your life for a season, and some people come into your life for a lifetime. And I know some of you may have heard that saying before, but I do wholeheartedly believe it's true. I do believe that there are some people that do not come into your life for a lifetime, and you have to know when to end those relationships in order for you to progress in your life and to reach the next level of success that you're looking for. But having a really great, tight support circle is really important. I also say all the time that is not the quantity of friends that you have, it's the quality of friends that you have. It's the quality of people that you have in your life, not the quantity of people that you have in your life, that's really going to make a difference. And you're going to need a support system because there are going to be things that come up as you start executing on your plan for success that are going to be really difficult and really challenging. And you might have to reach out to somebody for help. So having the right people around you as a support circle is going to be extremely crucial to you achieving that success that you are wanting to achieve. So having a support circle is really important. Making sure that you identify who those people are is really crucial as you're planning out your plan in those 4 weeks of time. The other thing is consistency. There's a lot of people that start things, and I'm guilty of this. I've done it as well, that start things but don't finish. They start it because they're not seeing progress as fast enough as they expected. And I can tell you, success does not happen overnight. Success does take time. It takes time to plan, and it takes time to execute against that plan. But I can tell you that as you start completing all those different tasks and steps that you have to do to reach your next level of success, you will start seeing that fruit bear. You will start seeing and feeling the rewards. You will start seeing and feeling your life change. It's a gradual change. It's not a change, again, that's going to happen overnight. It's not a change that's going to happen in a week, but it is a change that will happen over time, and you will start feeling it. And before you know it, you're going to be at that level of success, and you're going to look back and be like, man, I'm so happy I started then, because look at me now. Look at me now. But again, it goes back to also being consistent. Consistency is key. Every single week, you should be checking in on the progress. Over the next 4 weeks, you should be consistent with putting a plan in place and working on that plan and identifying your goals, identifying key milestones, identifying actionable steps, identifying what is it that you got to do every single month. So in 6 months, you see that next level of success that you are working towards. So that's what you have to do. If you're looking to start a business, that's amazing. We need more business owners, especially women. We need a lot more women entrepreneurs, women business owners, and I am here for it. But again, it starts with putting a plan together. Part of that plan is, okay, what am I going to name my business? When do I want to start my business? What is it that I want to sell? How much I want to, what should my costs be? How do I register? When should I register my business in my state, in my county? What paperwork I need? Again, it all comes down to putting a plan in place. Researching and spending the next 4 weeks identifying what are all the things you have to do in order to start your business. So in 6 months, you have your business, you are working as an entrepreneur, and you are making it happen. And then once those 6 months are done, you go back to your plan and you plan for the next 6 months. And you continue to do this routine until you reach that next level of success where you feel like, okay, I am now financially free. I can live how I want to live. I have reached the level of success that I've been seeking. So you have to continue to revisit your plan and check in on your progress. So if you're wanting to start a business, there's a whole host of things. We don't have all the time in this podcast to speak on every single thing you got to do to start a business. It will be a future podcast. So I encourage you to make sure you're following me on YouTube. But at least take the next 4 weeks to put a plan in place. So of all the things you got to do to start a business. So once you start executing that plan in 6 months, you'll have your business and your business will be a reality. So consistency is key, is also important. The next thing is a positive mindset. I do believe that you have to think positively. You have to wake up with a mantra, with a rallying cry. You have to have a positive mindset. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of things that's going to happen that's going to try to block you from your blessing and block you from that vision that you have for yourself and for your family. And so you have to live with a positive mindset. I tell my family all the time, I don't worry unless I have to worry. I don't worry about the what ifs. There is a lot of things that can happen. But if I spend time worrying about the what ifs, then that's just energy that I'm not spending on the things I got to do to reach that next level of success that I'm working towards. So why waste my time and my energy worrying about the what ifs? Well, what if this happened? Or what if that happened? Well, if it happened, then I'll worry about it then. But until then, I'm going to focus on the path ahead and I'm going to work towards my goals and what I need to do to achieve what I'm looking for. So that's what I want to tell you guys, as well as think with a positive mindset. Don't let fear and negativity block you from your blessing. Wake up every morning with a positive mind. And if something happens, because something will happen that knocks you back a little bit, that's okay. You're going to have speed bumps. Success doesn't come easy, because if it did, then everybody would be successful. So you just got to know how to get up, how to brush yourself off, and how to keep going. Don't let those speed bumps slow you down significantly where it's just blocking you from, reaching that next level of success that you're looking for. So having a positive mind is key, and which will then in itself motivate you to want to keep going. And be patient. Know that success does not come overnight. It takes time to be successful, but start today. Start today planning, because again, when you look back in 6 months from now, you're going to be like, man, I'm glad I started 6 months ago. I'm really seeing a difference already in the progress that I'm making. And you're going to be much happier then than you are now. So don't wait to start this plan. Start planning now and start executing against whatever that plan is. So like I mentioned, planning, thinking positively, making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people, being motivated, being consistent in your approach will be instrumental in you planning and being successful and reaching that next level of success that you're looking for. And when I mentioned, identifying those goals every single month and breaking those goals down into steps, break them down a little further. Every single week, you should take time to sit down and identify, okay, what are the things I got to do next week to keep me on the path of reaching my goal this month? Every single week, you should do that. I use apps like To-Do List to help me stay on track as well. It's a great app. I encourage you to use it as well. I mentioned worksheets in the workbook that are there as well to help you plan every single week of everything you need to do that week in order to keep you on track to reach your goals. So not only checking in on your progress every single week, but also planning for the next week. Now that I've achieved these goals, what are things I got to do next week to continue me on the path of success that I've outlined for myself is key. So making sure you're checking in weekly, again, it's going to be really important for you to do that. And then continuing to update the plan. That's what I do. When I first put my plan in place when I was 19 years old, again, I was a single mother and I was sitting in my low income apartment. And, I have been on every single welfare program you can think of, from Light Heap to pay my electricity bill, to Section 8 to pay my rent, to WIC to get just formula for my babies when they were babies, Medicaid to pay for medical bills and expenses, 4C, community coordinated care for children, to pay for childcare. Every single welfare program, government program you can think of, I was on. I have been there. I know what the struggle is. And today, I'm not on any government programs. And a lot of that has to do with me sitting down and planning and saying, how do I get myself out of this situation? How do I get myself to the next level of success that I need in order to take myself off of these government programs? I was tired of having to check in with people every single year. I was tired of having to do all this paperwork. I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I was tired of having to always depend on somebody else. So I sat down and said, I need to find my way out of this. And so I put a plan in place. And of course, it didn't happen overnight, but over time, I saw more and more and more progress. Again, when I wanted to buy my first home, I was in debt. So I had to put a plan in place on how do I get out of debt? Okay, first I need to dispute everything on my credit. Hopefully it all falls off. It didn't. But some of the things fell off and that helped a little bit. The things that didn't fall off, okay, let me start saving money. I had to plan on how much money I would save every month. I had to plan on what I would pay off first, what I would pay off second. I had to plan how long it would probably take me to pay everything off and be able to qualify for a mortgage. I had to plan on what are the steps I have to do to buy my first house. I had to plan on how I would get a down payment. Again, going back to governmental programs, down payment assistance, being able to get down payment assistance and things like that. So again, it's going back to planning everything. And I can tell you, honestly, a lot of my success come from planning. Everything in my life that has been major has come from me planning. Everything that has helped me really pivot to where I am today, a lot has come from planning, but a lot has also come from the people that I had in my lives. And some of those people are still in my life and some of those people aren't. But I had great people in my life to encourage me, to give me the guidance that I needed, to be that support person when I needed to call somebody and just vent and get it off my chest in order to move forward. I needed to have people who was going to be cheerleading me on. So it goes back to, having that support system and doing the exercise of identifying who those support people are, is crucial. So making sure that you're planning and to reach that next level of success, I'm going to just go back, and I know I've been saying it a lot, it's just really important. And so if you're looking to buy a home, for example, you have to sit down, you have to put a plan in place, and you have to execute on that plan, and you will be able to buy a house. Buying a house is possible. I can tell you there was a time where I didn't think buying a house was possible. But when I put my plan in place and I saw and I sat down and understood, okay, these are all the things I got to do to get a house. That's what I did. And let me tell you, things popped up that was really a challenge for me. It had me thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to get this house. I'm not going to be able to do that. But having the courage and the motivation and thinking positively, and not and being willing to take risk and overcome fear, really helped me keep moving forward. And I was able to buy my house. Now I bought a second house. And so if you put your mind to it, you can do it. So it's important to think positively. It's important to put a plan in place. I highly encourage you guys. Again, you don't have to take the course. I just encourage you to take the course. It's only $99. It's the best investment you will make in your life, probably. And it's going to help you reach that next level of success you're looking for. That workbook is amazing. I've talked about support system. There's a worksheet in there to help you identify who your support system is. There's a worksheet in there to help you identify what are your strengths, because it's important for you to understand your strengths and how to use your strengths to reach that next level of success that you're looking for. There's a worksheet in there to help you release some of the things that have happened in your life that may be holding you back. So the course is great. And again, there's people that charge $1,000, but I'm giving it away for almost free for just $99. I encourage all of you to take that course because I want to see all of you be successful. I'm so passionate about women and children because I'm a woman. I understand the challenges that we have. I understand it's not easy. I understand the feeling it feels like to have these young children depending on you as a mother, and you doing the best that you can to make it happen and to make sure they are comfortable and they have what they need. So I love all you guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this podcast. Make sure you check in again every single week. Follow me on YouTube. There's going to be a lot more podcasts that I do around success, around planning, around inspiration, motivation. And I look forward to connecting with all of you again in the future. So thank you again so much for watching or listening. And I hope you guys have an amazing day.